Welcome to another Twin Flame reading, this time brought to you by the Whispers of Lord Ganesha Oracle deck from Angela Hartfield. And I already pre-shuffled the cards, so we can begin with the first one. And the first card is Spiritual Practice. And this is an amazing message from your Twin Flame, who is reminding you that your union is found within. And for that, there's a need for a spiritual practice, because the Twin Flame journey is first and foremost a spiritual journey. It's not about what it looks like on the outside, it's about how you feel on the inside. Remember that your Twin Flame is another aspect of you. He's gonna be functioning in your union as a mirror of the contents of your consciousness, the contents of your mind. This means the beliefs that you hold about yourself and the world. And the more you can let go of the false beliefs or the false perceptions that you have about yourself, the easier it is to come into union with your Twin Flame also on the external, on the physical aspect. And for that, again, like this card is reminding you, is only possible when we implement a spiritual practice, whether that's meditation or prayer, or like we do it with the teachings of union through the mirror exercise. It is important to have practices that help you reconnect with yourself, that help you rekindle that space of connection with yourself, that space of union with yourself and the divine first, because in this space is where your union with your Twin Flame is found. And the more you can practice this, and the more you can find harmony in these places, the more you can bring healing, the easier it is to come into harmonious union with your Twin Flame also in the physical. And these spiritual practices will actually help you navigate the challenges also when you come into physical union with your Twin Flame, because once you come together, the journey doesn't stop. It still keeps unfolding. So it's very important that you can support yourself through spiritual practices, whichever ones resonate with you, whichever ones feel good to you, that you can consistently engage with in your everyday life, whether this is a 5-minute meditation every day or whatever practice that you can hold, even if it's once a week, it doesn't matter. As long as you're consistent with it, it will help you immensely in moving forward on your journey. And the next card is Capacity to Love. And your Twin Flame is again reminding you that this journey is about self-love. Now, this is why the spiritual practice that was mentioned in the first card is so important, because these spiritual practices, all they are aiming to is to help you cultivate this capacity to love yourself first as an individual, as a spiritual being, as a soul, not just as a body made out of flesh and blood. You are more than what meets the eye. And it's very important, and I feel like your Twin Flame wants you to really get a hold of this concept that your journey, your union starts within, that this is not just about finding a romantic partner. It's so much more than that, because your Twin Flame is an expression of the divine, because your Twin Flame is another aspect of you. You are created as one. You both share the same soul blueprint, and your Twin Flame has been created as your ascension body. This is the primary purpose of them, to be a part of your life. So coupled with these spiritual practices, this practice of self-love, and to realize that you are capable of not only giving but also receiving love. It's very, very important, because without this piece in your journey, receiving your Twin Flame, it's gonna be more difficult. It's not gonna be compassionate, because you're not gonna be seeing them for who they are. And it's a very key element if you're in the Twin Flame journey, to understand again that this is a spiritual journey, that it has to do with reconnecting with yourself, rediscovering who you are, not as you think you are, but as God or the divine sees you. And this is how your Twin Flame sees you, as someone worthy, as someone lovable. But you need to reconnect with that sense of being worthy of love inside of you first. This is the only way that you're going to be receiving your Twin Flame in the external. And through the spiritual practices that the first card was inviting you to, you will be able to really sustain a very healthy and solid connection to your Twin Flame, where you both will be able to move past your challenges as a couple and keep growing deeper into love for one another. So if you've lost your faith that you were able to receive or even give love, that's okay. That's something that sometimes we need to work through in our unions, sometimes we need to work through in our journeys, and that's absolutely fine. Do lean on the message from the first card. Find ways to put in place practices that help you reconnect with the source of all there is, God, life, the universe, however you would like to call it. And the third card is healing, and this goes perfectly tied in with the first two cards. It is clear that your twin flame wants you to come full circle with the healed version of yourself. If you've been feeling like you're not good enough, like you are not lovable, that you're not worthy, if you feel like you don't deserve love or you're afraid of getting hurt by love, all of this is going to be preventing you from coming closer and into physical union with your twin flame, or even have like a more fluid contact with them. And I love this card. This is one of my favorite cards on the deck because Ganesha is sitting in a very sweet manner on a peacock, and a peacock is a very nice symbol and reminder of our divinity. And this is something that everyone here on earth has maybe forgotten. And of course, when you wake to the twin flame journey, it's not about just having the perfect romantic relationship. It's so much more than that. It's about falling in love with yourself first. It's about falling in love with life. It's about falling in love for the very last time with everything and everyone, but in a very profound and divine way. And this is exactly what your twin flame will find most attractive in you, is your willingness to heal, is your willingness to let go of the past, is your willingness to embrace a brighter future, is the willingness to feel better no matter what your circumstances, no matter what your life experiences have been so far, or what lies ahead in life, that you will still make the choice to keep that focus first on yourself, to remind yourself that this is again a spiritual journey, is a journey that is more than meet the eye. And by holding these spiritual practices and by learning that you are capable of loving and that you are worthy of receiving love and rediscovering how much love can come through you, you will start to repair yourself. You will start to see a healed version of yourself, a version of yourself that feels fulfilled, that feels joyful, happy, even amidst the challenges or the curves that life may throw you. These are lessons, like blocks are not stops, they are steps, because your twin flame is again sharing with you the key elements of this journey and how by embracing these key elements you can actually make your journey not only worthwhile but also way easier than maybe you're experiencing it currently. If you would like a more personalized reading in regards to your own twin flame journey and your twin flame union, let us know in the comments currently at with your twin flame, what is currently blocking you from actually coming together, and what is the best next step that you can take in order to manifest your twin flame and harmonious twin flame union the easiest and most compassionate way possible in this lifetime. Thank you for joining me, and we will see each other in the next videos.